Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing well. Right, so now that the hyper motard, which you can see there behind me, is pretty much done, all but done, bar maybe a few things. It's time to just enjoy that bike. It's time to move on to the next project. So, you may remember this. That is my DRZ400 super motard that I bought a few years ago. It's been sitting at the workshop under a cover, pretty much unloved since I bought the hyper. The plan was to do, I'll stick a post up, a link to the video I done when I got it, the first ride on it sort of thing. And the plan was that I was going to do a full teardown on it, rebuild it, and make it a mint super motard, but the plans have changed because, let's say, I've got the hyper now, so that kind of covers my need for a sort of motard style bike. So I have decided that I'm going to turn this into a dirt bike. So I've already picked up a set of 21 and 18-inch wheels for it, second hand. I've picked up a bigger tank, a plastic, I think it's an Agarbus, again second hand. I've got some new plastics, AliExpress numbers, because all this carbon stuff, this is all real carbon. It's the original plastics but covered with like real carbon, so I don't want to get that all scratched up, so I'm going to take that off. That way keep it good, so if I ever decide to turn it back into a motard, then that carbon stuff's still all good. Certainly, so a few things that I'll need. Clutch lever, that one's worn out. It's a fake Chinese knockoff Brembo thing, I think. And the clutch cable, I don't know, you might not be able to see it, but it's all starting to fray in there, so I've ordered a lever and a cable. What I'm going to do today is I'm just going to strip it all down, get all the plastics off, seat, tank, all that off. And just have a look at the wiring, see if the wiring, make sure the wiring harnesses is all okay, it's not been butchered. I mean, the bike runs fine, it runs sweet, there's no issues with it running. So this isn't going to be a massive project. I'm not planning on, you know, spending a fortune on it. Just it gets what it needs, and that's it. If I find anything as I'm doing this tear down, then obviously, you know, I'll get parts ordered up. Again, it's not going to be as much episodes as the hyper, well, maybe 3 or 4 at the most I'll get out of it. It's just going to be crack on. As you see, I'm not at the workshop, I brought it home to do at home, just so I can, you know, get up in the morning, it's here, get cracking on it, get it done and finished and ready to go. So yeah, so I'll set these up on a time lapse while I strip the bike down, and then I'll bring these back once I've got it all stripped down, and we'll have a nosy over it, check out all the wiring and see what nasties we find under there, because I've not had this in bits yet. So anyway, I'll see you all after the time lapse. Right, back folks. that's it. All the plastics tanked off. I'd forgotten how easy these bikes were to work on. I've owned, this is my third DRZ. I've owned two of these previously years ago. One in the UK and one when I first came to Thailand a long time ago. So this is my third one. I'd forgotten how easy they were to work on, especially compared to some bikes. Anyway, right, so far it's not bad. Sorry, the light is not great here. But yeah, I've had a visitor, been living in the airbox, so luckily I've already ordered a new air filter. Yeah, but it's now vacated. The wiring is actually, it's pretty good. It seems relatively unmolested. There is a few things, so I'll need to do a bit more digging and chasing wires just to make sure, but I think the free power mod, the DRZ free power mod, where you just sort of do a bit of rerouting from the stator and to get more charge to the battery, that's already been done by the look of it, but I'll do it double check. And obviously I've got it came with it, the Trailtech Vapor, so that's all been wired in, and it does have the coolant temperature sensor down in there. You probably can't see it down in there, so I'll just check out all that. Obviously I think that is the original plug for the original loom, the original clocks, etc. This one, I'm not sure on this one. I think I'll need to dig out the wiring diagram and have a look. I'm not sure what that one is, what that one's for. There was nothing plugged in. Obviously that was the headlight there, and that was the headlight, side light and indicators. But other than that, it's not too bad. One thing, question. So it's got an FCR carb on it. It's not a genuine Keen one, or Keen, however it's pronounced. I think it's a knockoff. But, so that's the choke there. Yeah, as normal. What is this? Because I've had a look online and I found basically the exact same carb, because I've got the number, but it doesn't have this. It's just that's blanked off. And then I found another one when it had a red, like a red lever. But this doesn't have a lever. I did whip it out, and there's a spring and that in there, a spring and like a little, so I don't know what that is. I'll have to see if I can dig out some sort of parts diagram. But if anybody knows offhand, then I would appreciate if you shout up. So this is fan override. So the previous owner or owner before, remember this is an old DRZ. This is I think it's near 20 years old, this bike. Previous owner has done the bypass switch. So as far, again, I need to double check all this. I'll chase it. As far as I can see, it's still wired in to the thermostat, so it should still switch on, but this is just like a bypass, so, which is not a bad thing, because they do run a little bit hot before the fans kick on. The fan kicks on in these things, so yeah. But I would prefer, if I'm going to keep that, I'm going to move it. I'll reroute it. I'll probably get a better switch. I don't like that stupid toggle switch sticking out the side. I'll redo that and run it up onto the bars. So it's a set of Renthal bars. I'll get a bar. This is, I don't like that either. It's like a fat bar pad, but on normal bars. So I'll pick up a Renthal bar pad for it, and I'll redo that switch up to there. But right, so anyway, that's it for this one. Short and sweet, just a quick teardown. Next one, I'm not going to do all the wiring and stuff on camera. Probably not, unless people really want to see it, but I'm going to be cracking on with this, get it done. I will show you what I do next time, but next video I'm going to get all the parts that I've got. So everything, all the carbon parts are basically there. I've boxed them all up with the original tank. They're all boxed up. They'll get closed up and put away for if I ever decide to turn it back into a super motard. The only thing I don't have at the minute is fork guards. They've got the carbon, so I'd like to take them off and get other ones for that as well. I did speak to a guy on the Thailand DRZ forum. Well, sent him a message. He's got one that he's breaking and breaking down. So I sent him a message earlier to ask about a couple of parts. The one was the fork guards. He's also got radiator guards, and there was a third thing. What else did I ask him? Fork guards, radiator guards, and something else. Can't remember what else it was I asked him about, but he's not replied to me, so I'll maybe get the wife to throw him a message in Thai. Anyway, waffling as usual. Right, so that's it for this one. Yeah, stay tuned for the next one. It'll be coming relatively soon, I hope, because I'm going to just crack on and get this done. And the next one will be, I'll just go through all the parts, what I've done to it since this video, and all the parts that's going to be going on it. Alright, thanks for watching, peeps. Give it a like and a sub, please. Cheers. See you later. Bye bye.